Welcome to our cPanel tutorial. Today, we will review how and why to use cPanel's MultiPHP INI Editor. The MultiPHP INI Editor allows you to configure your domain's PHP directives. Here are just a few settings you can configure in the MultiPHP INI Editor. Display errors, whether PHP displays errors for your domain's users. Memory limit, how much memory your PHP scripts can use. Upload max file size, how big the files your users upload to your website with PHP scripts can be. These settings can help you manage user experience, handle server load, and prevent security issues. There are even more directives to explore, so let's go. First, let's go ahead and log into cPanel. Here we are in the cPanel home interface. Let's scroll down to the software section and then click the MultiPHP INI Editor icon. The MultiPHP INI Editor interface will appear. First, I need to choose the domain whose PHP directives I want to customize. I'll pick example.com here. Once I do, the Basic Mode tab will automatically load the most popular PHP directives for easy customization. Each PHP directive in the Basic Mode tab displays an explanation of what it does in the information section here. To customize a directive, I can just choose a setting and either enable it or edit the value in its text box. Then click Apply. Right now, we'll enable PHP to print errors on screen and set the maximum time a script is allowed to parse input data, like file uploads, to 120 seconds. When I edit the values, the interface reminds me that I have to click Apply to apply them, and then prints a success message when I have successfully done so. But there's another tab in this interface too. Let's open it up and see what's there. Here, you can see the directives from your domain's php.ini file, plus a warning about manually editing them. Use caution when manually editing your domain's php.ini file, as syntax errors could result in unexpected behavior on your website. However, if you are an advanced PHP user who wants to configure a directive that isn't available to you in the Basic Mode tab, you can do so here. I am going to add the default char set directive and set it to accept UTF-16. This is almost never a good idea, but let's pretend that my domain uses only Mandarin, and I want to prioritize efficiently encoding my characters more than I want to prioritize my character set's compatibility with most software. I'll add the directive at the end of the file here and click Save. Now my website is optimized for Mandarin, but will not be compatible with most softwares. But let's say that was a mistake. I don't want to optimize for Mandarin more than I want to use, for example, auto-translation softwares. There are two ways I can reset my PHP configuration. I can delete my domain's php.ini file outright. To do that, I'll open up the File Manager interface, then select my domain's php.ini file from the public HTML folder and click Delete. I'll check the box to skip the trash and permanently delete the file, since this is a demonstration, but you can move the file to the trash if you think you might want to recover it. Now, when we go back to the MultiPHP INI Editor, we see a message that the INI content does not exist. We also see that the editor mode shows a blank file. To replace this with the default configuration, we'll return to Basic Mode and click Apply, even though we haven't changed any settings. This repopulates the php.ini file with the default cPanel configuration, which we can see when we navigate back to the editor mode. Alternatively, instead of deleting the entire file, I can open it up in the editor mode and delete the default char set line, then apply the changes. This will reapply the default value. Thanks for tuning in. Now we have reviewed how the MultiPHP INI Editor feature works, and you can make changes to your domain's PHP configurations as needed. Remember, you can always read more about the MultiPHP INI Editor on the cPanel documentation site and about PHP directives on the PHP website. I'll drop a link to those websites in the video description. For more information about cPanel, your hosting platform of choice, visit our website at cpanel.net and find us on social media at cPanel. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.